Shark Media.
From North Dakota, located just north of South Dakota, this is Ballot.
That's right. And it seems someone named Doug might be the next VP. Let's hit this. All right, folks. Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the fascinating world of Doug Burgum, North Dakota's very own political dark horse who suddenly found himself in the national spotlight. And let me tell you, this guy's story is more surprising than finding a palm tree in Fargo. First off, let's paint a picture of our man Doug. He's not your typical politician. He's more like the love child of a tech CEO and a cowboy. Before he decided to play in the political sandbox, Burgum made his fortune in the Wild West of software. He founded Great Plains Software, sold it to Microsoft for a cool $1.1 billion, and then probably celebrated by buying every bison in North Dakota a hat. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, a tech millionaire in North Dakota? Isn't that like finding a surfer in Nebraska? Well, folks, that's part of Burgum's charm. He's as North Dakotan as they come, with an accent thicker than a slice of Midwest nice. But he's also got the business savvy of a Silicon Valley tycoon. Burgum didn't just stumble into politics like a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving dinner. No, he bulldozed his way in back in 2016, winning the governorship on his first try. Sound familiar? It should. Because that's exactly what a certain orange-hued former president did that same year. No wonder these two hit it off like long-lost brothers at a family reunion. Speaking of Trump, Burgum's been playing the role of loyal sidekick with more enthusiasm than Robin following Batman. He's been popping up on Sunday shows more often than a prairie dog in spring, always ready with a zinger about Biden. Take his recent appearance on Meet the Press, where he said, and I quote, "Biden, isn't capable of serving right now. All of America saw it. Our adversaries saw it. Putin saw it. Xi saw it. The Ayatollah saw it." Whoa there, Doug. That's not just throwing shade, that's casting a shadow darker than a North Dakota winter night. But Burgum isn't just about bashing Biden. He's got his own political flavor, a unique blend of Midwestern pragmatism and tech bro optimism. He's what you'd get if you mixed a farmer's common sense with a Silicon Valley disruptor's drive. It's like he's trying to make America prairie again. When asked about potentially being Trump's VP, Burgum went all coy on us, saying, "That would be between the president and I." Come on, Doug. That's about as subtle as a moose in a china shop. We see you eyeing that VP slot like it's the last hot dish at a church potluck. But here's the kicker, folks. Burgum isn't just some Trump yes man. He's got his own ideas, his own style. He talks about reinventing government, like it's a software update. He's all about energy independence, which in North Dakota terms means drill, baby, drill, but make it eco-friendly, kinda. And let's not forget, this is a guy who managed to win over North Dakota voters while supporting same-sex marriage. In Republican circles, that's like admitting you prefer almond milk in your coffee. It's not going to win you any friends at the local diner. So what does all this mean for Burgum's future? Well, if Trump wins and picks him as VP, we might see the White House lawn turned into a fracking site. Or maybe Burgum will use his tech skills to replace the nuclear football with a really complicated iPhone app. Who knows? One thing's for sure. Doug Burgum is not your average politician. He's a unique blend of old-school Midwestern values and new-age tech savvy, wrapped up in a package that screams, "I could be your next-door neighbor if your next-door neighbor was worth millions and had a direct line to Donald Trump." So there you have it, folks. Doug Burgum, software tycoon, North Dakota governor, potential VP candidate, and proof that you can take the boy out of the prairie, but you can't take the prairie out of the boy. Even if you dress him up in a suit and stick him in the White House. Stay tuned for our next segment. From Fargo to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, a North Dakotan's guide to Washington. I hear it involves a lot of explaining that no, North Dakota is not the same as South Dakota, and yes, it is actually a real place. Man, remember when this podcast was nothing but making jokes about Trump and a porn star for a month? It seems like a long time ago. But hey, thanks, Joe. The downloads are way up. Some listeners think I sound unhinged, but you try covering this stuff. Things are so bad that I'm starting to pass RFK in the polls. Since we haven't goofed on Trump in a few days, thanks, Joe, let's talk about Trump's win. Apparently, he finally won a debate after 6 tries. It's like watching a toddler finally learn to use the potty. Sure, we're happy for him, but let's not throw a parade just yet. Now, on to the main event, Trump's masterclass in mendacity. This guy was spewing more nonsense than a malfunctioning GPS in a tornado. He wasn't just bending the truth, he was tying it into pretzel shapes that would make a yoga instructor jealous. Let's start with his racism appetizer. Trump casually tossed out terms like black jobs and Hispanic jobs. I didn't realize jobs had ethnicities now. What's next? Caucasian coffee breaks? Asian American annual leave? And oh boy, did he go off the rails on immigration? According to Trump, Biden's letting in folks from prisons, jails, and mental institutions. Apparently, in Trump's mind, other countries are just dying to export their prison population to us. It's like he thinks there's an America's Next Top Convict show running south of the border. But wait, there's more. Trump claimed Biden wants to put undocumented immigrants on Social Security. Yeah, because that's totally a thing. I'm sure there's a line at the Social Security office right now. Hi, I'm here illegally. One Social Security card, please. And let's not forget his creative interpretation of history. According to Trump, everybody wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. Sure, and everybody wants pineapple on their pizza, right? But the piece de resistance? His claim about the certain dog that can spot opioids. Move over, Lassie. There's a new superhero in town. Narco Pooch. Finally, there's his classic hit, the 2020 election fraud claim. At this point, it's like that one uncle who keeps insisting he could have gone pro if it weren't for his knee injury. We get it, Uncle Donald. You were robbed, sure. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI. Not the cheap free kind that writes about East Dakota, the fancy $20 version that writes good jokes. We used the free one on this paragraph.